Hi, everyone. We have author Diamond Johnson here, and she's going to tell us a little bit about herself.
Hello, my name is Diamond J. Johnson. I wrote a book called Conversion. It is my second book to my Mood Poetry series, so there will be a third one. I'm originally from Louisiana, but I reside in San Antonio, Texas. Um, so,
And what inspired you to start writing?
um, I'm a child of the system. So this was one of my coping mechanisms to write out my feelings and my pain. I've kind of, through my childhood, I kind of stopped writing off and on. Then I would kind of pick it back up. I think for a while I just didn't know if people wanted to read such things, like unless I was writing a book or like a novel or something like that. I actually had a friend through passing who wrote songs and she sung them herself. So I was like, well, let me see what poetry would be like. And I wrote my versions of poetry. And then probably in 2015, I started going to like poetry spots locally, seeing what that crowd was like. And I started befriending other poets and got back into writing heavily, where I was able to talk about other things besides maybe childhood trauma and stuff. So, and I had so many poems on hand that a male friend of mine said, why don't I just put them in a book? And I think I was thinking like I don't have the money to do that because I'm thinking like the big companies and things like that. But it's he was like, no, it's much easier than you think. So I had about 100 poems on hand. I put half in my first book, and I modified a lot of other ones, and because life has been going on, and put them in my second book. So
Okay. And are you self-published?
I am self-published.
Congratulations.
Thank
How
you.
was the self-publishing journey for you?
When I first did it, it was a nightmare because I had no help. I had no editor, nobody to format. The only thing I was able to do was do my cover. And I had another friend who had self-published 6 books at the time. So she was telling me, I could go through. I was doing it when there was Create Space.
Okay.
Before KDP bought out Create Space on Amazon. So I did it, and it was much smoother than I thought. And like I said, through the poetry circle, a lot of others had done self publishing. With Conversion, I had a lot of help. I had an editor, and she helped edit it. She helped design the cover. She picked out the picture and all that stuff. So was really hands on. And then I was like, well, I can upload it and put it on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles.
Okay. And what was the title of your first book?
Expression.
Sexpression.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds juicy.
Yes, it's got a lot of emotion in there. It's a lot of juiciness.
Okay.
uh,
All right. And tell us about conversion.
Conversion is you'll be able to see a lot of growth from the first book to this one. You'll be able to see a lot of um, like coming into kind of like a metamorphosis type of thing. And you could actually probably, if you had expression and conversion, you'll be able to see the contrast between the two, the comparing contrast of, oh, this is was then, this is now. And I picked the title one because my poet name is Converse Jones. So I picked conversion because it was like to transform. And this was me like transforming out of some things, kind of like shedding skin, shedding whatever I needed to shed to come into more of who I am, what I think about, what I believe. This is much raw, more raw than the first. Um, much more transparent. It's just much more of getting to my core of myself. So you'll absolutely be able to identify and see it.
Okay, and show us that sexy cover. Yes.
And this is me on the cover.
Nice.
So yes.
And what made you put yourself on the cover?
Because I eventually going to write short stories and novels and such. But with my poetry, because it's very personal, I wanted to like look and feel personal. So my volumes will all have a picture of myself. Um, my first book has a picture of me. This one does, and because it's true. It's just like it's like my baby. It's like my second baby. So, and I didn't want to put nobody else on my cover. I mean, I could have, but I just was like,
For what?
why? This
Right.
me. This me. You're gonna be like, is this me when you open the book? This me.
It's
So.
you and it's about you. I love it.
Mhm.
How long did it take you to finish writing it?
Oh. So technically 3 years. From the when I published the first one, I was in the process of moving. And I was really trying to edit and organize the book and all that and get it out, get it live. Then I had a book signing at my favorite poetry spot. And I think within a week after my book signing, I was moving. Then being in Texas, I started working and life started going on. And I was actually supposed to put this out like the beginning of 2018. And then another year, and then another year, and then another year. And it was like, when are you going to put your stuff out? And I did scale back on some poems which I felt no longer were relevant. And then I concentrated on new work, and it just kind of took me a while in between life. But I was like, I think COVID brought a lot of things for us. So I felt like I needed to end 2020 on a good note, which was to go ahead and finish this. So I sent in the rest of my rough draft and everything, got it edited, and it went live probably the second week of January. It took a little bit longer for Barnes and Nobles, but it went live like the second week of January. So on Amazon. So I was like, yeah, this is like a start to other things. And I really felt like as a writer, for me, I couldn't um constantly push this off, which was like incompleted work, and then go into something else. I had to complete this to then push me to say, okay, now in between, your third book, as you gather material, you can write something else. But I just couldn't like stop working on that. And I almost did. I almost was like, I'm not going to write another one. But I'm like, no, this is needed.
Yes, it is. Don't stop.
Yeah.
Don't stop. You want to read us one?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Ooh. How about I'm trying to read one that's a little shorter. Okay, this one is called Peeking. Lavender and rosemary captured the room. Flames from champagne toast, water so hot they were sweating the nighttime sky off their bodies. He began to wash her, taking his time, humming tunes in her ear. She held him close, arms wrapped up in one another, feeling the cool chill from his heavy breathing on her wet skin. Her eyes said, I love you. He kissed the soap suds as they ran down. She kissed his neck, running her lips and tongue up through his beard to meet his lips. He kissed her on the forehead. His kiss said, I got you. It said, you won't fall while I'm here. There couldn't be a space wide enough to keep me far from you. Their smiles greeted each other while the melodies hung trapped in the low lights. They danced as their love captured their bodies. You could almost see a ring of hearts cuddled up around them. He rinsed her, she dried him. His mahogany skin mixed with her caramel fruits. I could tell she was sweet. How every time he looked at her, he licked his lips. The oil that soothed their supple souls kissed the golden hues in their love. I lost count how many times their love showed through their teeth, their smiles, their frowns. I wonder if that's the key to love. As to love as it's always present, it can always survive.
I'm gonna hit you with the
With
snaps.
the snaps.
Don't we love those forehead kisses?
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
And tell everyone where they can purchase your book.
You can purchase a conversion on Amazon. It is also on Barnes and Nobles. I am working on an audio version of this in the next couple of weeks, hopefully. And it'll be available on iTunes and Google Play in the next coming weeks as well.
Okay. And what do you hope readers take away from reading your books?
Oh, let's see. This has a lot, it touches on a lot of different subjects. It touches on love, it touches on lust, it touches on sex, it touches on friendship, on sisterhood, on it touches on a lot of different things. So I hope it touches you. Even when I read it, go back and read it, it's like, oh yeah, girl, you saying some things, you know, and to take away that this is not a cookie cutter, this isn't some cookie cutter rhyming poetry, roses is red, violets are blue. This is a real abstract visual to life, without, so many words.
Yeah.
So
no sugarcoating.
Yeah, I definitely hope people take that away from there.
Okay. And you said you're working on another book?
I am working on another book. I don't know when I'm gonna be finished. My editor is awesome. She's also my best friend. But I thought about writing my biography, and then I have another sister. I thought about writing her biography, and it's just a number of things that have happened since then. So, but I am in the process of writing. It's probably going to be a novel. It's probably going to be a couple of, maybe at least one or two books. Okay. And in between that time, I will gather material for my third poetry book. Okay. That one is supposed to be a real crowd pleaser, real soft. People want to talk about relationships and love and all that. I've been single a while, so I can't help. I'm gonna use my sisters and friends as my muses to help me with that. But as I gather more material for that book, so.
Okay, I'm
hoping to have this book finished, not the poetry book, but the one I'm working on now. I'm hoping to have that finished before the end of the summer.
Oh, nice. That's not bad. That's not far at all.
Yeah.
Okay, and is there anything else that you would like to tell us about your books?
No, just stay tuned.
And go buy it.
Yeah, go buy it. Go leave a review. Most importantly, go leave a review. I love honest feedback. So absolutely.
And tell everyone where they can find you on social media.
My Facebook page is Diamond J. Johnson. If you look on the profile, you'll be able to see my book in the cover photo. I also have an author page, which is author Diamond J. Johnson. On Instagram, I am the Converse Jones, TheKonversJones. On Twitter, I am Converse Jones.
Okay. Well, thank you, Miss Diamond J. Johnson.
Thank you so much.
All right, everyone. That was author Diamond J. Johnson telling us about her book. Make sure you go out and purchase a copy. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our videos below.